This man has not seen his family clearly in years. In a few hours, a nurse will remove the patch from his eye. And if the surgery works, he may see his children's faces clearly again before breakfast. The strange part is that the surgery already exists. It takes just 15 minutes. It works almost 98% of the time. And it costs less than what many of us would spend on a weekend trip. So the real question is not, can blindness be treated? The real question is, why are so many people still waiting in the darkness? This is 2 lakh rupees. If I gave this to you right now, what would you do with it? This is episode 3 of the 50 project. I am giving away 1 crore rupees of my own money across 50 causes and spending every rupee of it on camera. Remember that man? In this video, I am sending 2 lakh to find people like him, bring them to the hospital and pay for their full journey back to sight. But money isn't the reason I want you to stay. There is a man I want you to meet. He once owned 2 cows and a patch of land. Then his sight started going. Not all at once, month by month. First, faces blurred, then the field blurred, then the cows were sold. He did not just lose vision, he lost work, he lost independence. His family had to lead him to the door, to food, even to the toilet. That is the cost that never fits inside a medical statistic. When one elderly person goes blind in a village, someone else often becomes their eyes. A wife loses hours every day, a daughter may miss school, a son may miss work. A family does not just lose one person's eyesight, they lose time, income, freedom, and peace of mind. And on this bench, he is not alone. Around him are people who have been waiting for years for a procedure that can sometimes be done in less time than a lunch break. So again, the question is not whether a cure exists. The question is, why did the cure never reach them? Cataract is the single largest cause of blindness in India, 66% of it. 2 out of every 3 blind people in this country are blind from the same condition. Behind your pupil is a tiny lens. Its job is to focus light. With age, that lens can turn cloudy. The rest of the eye may still work. The retina can still receive light. The optic nerve can still carry the signal. The problem is the fogged glass in front. Cataract surgery removes the cloudy lens and replaces it with a clear artificial one. This is why this story is so frustrating. The hard science was solved decades ago. The bottleneck was never the operation. Imagine being old, poor, and almost blind in a village hours away from the nearest eye hospital. No one has ever told you that the white cloud slowly covering your eyes is not the end of your sight. It is a 15-minute problem. As far as you know, this is just what aging does. Maybe you do not know that cataract can be treated. Maybe you are afraid of surgery. Maybe you cannot afford the journey. Maybe your family cannot take a full day off to bring you to the hospital. And even if the hospital is only 50 kilometers away, when you cannot see and cannot travel alone, those 50 kilometers might as well be the distance to the moon. That is what this 2 lakhs is really trying to buy. Not just the doctor's minutes, the finding, the screening, the bus, the meals, the overnight stay, and the follow-up. The entire bridge from a village bench to an operating table. Aravind Eye Care started in 1976 as a 11-bed hospital in Madurai. Its founder, Dr. Govindappa Venkataswamy, Dr. V, had rheumatoid arthritis so severe that his fingers were permanently bent. He still trained those hands to operate and went on to perform more than 100,000 eye surgeries. And he carried one idea that sounded almost absurd until you saw it work. On a trip to America, what stayed with him was not a hospital, it was McDonald's. Not the food, the system. The way the same burger could be made in any city, quickly, cheaply, and in the same exact way again and again. That is the question on which Aravind was built. If McDonald's can do this for hamburgers, why can't we do this for surgery that gives people their sight back? An Aravind surgeon performs around 2,000 cataract surgeries a year. The average in India is closer to 400. That scale changes everything. It allows Aravind to treat patients who cannot afford a surgery for free or at a very low cost, funded by patients who chose to pay. And instead of waiting for people from villages to somehow reach the hospital, Aravind takes the system to them through outreach camps. So the model is simple but brilliant. High volume surgery, trained teams, affordable care, and outreach that reaches the people before the blindness becomes permanent. And then came another problem, the lens. When Dr. V started, the artificial lens placed inside the eye had to be imported. Each one cost over $100. At the scale Aravind was aiming for, that single component could have made the entire model impossible. So Aravind built its own manufacturing arm, Aurolab. It began making the lenses itself, bringing the cost down to under $10. Today, Aurolab's lenses reach more than 160 countries and account for nearly a tenth of all intraocular lenses used in the world. A charity in Madurai did not just restore sight, it reset the global price of sight. That is why I did not want to fund a random surgery. I wanted to fund the bridge that gets people to a system that already works. But when I actually sat down to transfer the money, I stopped. I stopped for two reasons. First, Aravind is famous for making its hospital model financially sustainable. So I had to ask the uncomfortable question. If they already have a working system, is my 2 lakh actually adding anything? The answer I found is specific. The surgery engine can often support itself. The outreach bridge is completely different. Going into remote areas, screening entire villages, coordinating local partners, bringing patients to the hospital, feeding them, housing them, and then sending them back safely. That part needs support. The second part is more important. In my last 2 episodes, I could point out to individual evaluators like GiveWell, organizations that have stress-tested charities, compared them with others, and ranked them among the best they had studied. Aravind is not on that list, not because the work is doubtful. Its scale, efficiency, and quality are among the best documented in medicine. But GiveWell looks for a very specific kind of evidence, proof that a donation directly saves lives. And this is not the same as funding a vaccine or a medicine that prevents death. This donation is not primarily about saving lives, it's about restoring sight. And I think that distinction matters. For me, giving someone their vision back and giving a family back the time, work, and independence lost to blindness is worth funding. But I want you to know exactly what this is and what this is not. So, 2 lakhs gone from my account, on its way to a camp, a bus, a hospital, and hopefully to people who do not even know yet that their turn to see has arrived. Now you may hear that a cataract surgery can cost around 2000 rupees. If I only use that number, I could say that this donation has helped around 80 surgeries. That would make a beautiful title, but it would not be fully honest. Because for a rural patient, the surgery is only one part of the journey. The full journey includes finding them, screening them, transporting them, feeding them, giving them a place to sleep, doing the surgery, and then making sure they are okay afterwards. So the more honest estimate is smaller. Around 25 to 40 complete patient journeys. 40 people found, 40 people brought in, 40 people cared for, and 40 chances for the world to come back into focus. By evening, the patients from the camp have reached the hospital. For the doctors, the operation is simple in concept. The cloudy lens comes out, the clear artificial lens goes in. Light can reach the back of the eye again. But for the patient, it is not simple. They go to sleep with a patch over their eye. It is the night before they find out whether the world comes back. And in the morning, the patches come off. First, there is too much light. They blink. Then come the edges, then color, then a face. Someone sees the person who brought them here. Someone sees their own hand. Someone smiles before they even have words for what just happened. Then it's the man's turn. The patch comes away. For a second, nothing. Then you can see it reach his face. He can see the room. He can see the people around him. And for the first time in years, the world is not only sound and touch. It is shape. It is light. It is family. That is the switch. Not a miracle, not magic. A solved problem finally reaching the person who needed it the most. The obvious thing cataract surgery gives back is sight, but the second thing it gives back is time. A wife who was guiding someone all day may get her day back. A daughter who was staying at home may get school back. A worker may get work back. A family may get one less daily fear. That is why I like this cause. The medical solution is small, the human effect is not. And the most important lesson is almost embarrassingly simple. Sometimes the cure is not the hard part. Reaching people is. Do not send money to me or this channel. If this moved you, donate directly to Aravind through the verified link in the description. Even a small amount helps pay for the bridge, the camp, the bus, the screening, the stay, the unglamorous part that gets someone to the cure. This is episode 3 of the 50 project. 50 causes, 1 crore rupees, every rupee on camera, every number checked. If you want to see the previous episode about a disease we cured nearly 70 years ago that still kills nearly 3 lakh Indians a year, it's on screen right now, along with a video of how I earned this money in the first place. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.